Drax6 Dude here, and today, of course, this is the last day of the beta. Today is Wednesday. It'll go from Wednesday to Wednesday. You'll be basically going in, getting any last minute adjustments to what you wanted to do, and I wanted to get some gameplay content out there on Drax6 Dude, so I thought I'd give a little bit more of an opinion on Battlefield 1. More or less, I enjoy the game a lot. I enjoy the gun mechanics. I think the gun mechanics are quite good for this game. I think the gun mechanics are definitely enjoyable. As you can see, I love the snipers. Obviously, this isn't a sniper. I just love to use the snipers. I have a lot of gameplay coming up on my other channel. Of course, that is my gameplay channel, where I just put on the shit I record, and it's just unedited shit, and you can just watch it there. It's awesome. A lot of people don't like seeing their subscription box full, so that's why I kind of worked with this kind of idea. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just gonna talk about different topics about Battlefield 1, real-time, live commentary type of feel. I feel like this would be a lot better than just doing like more of a post commentary where I just talk rather than just because whenever I play I just have more of an idea of what I do want to talk about. I think these weapons are like DMRs. You know, obviously they're going to be like very similar to DMRs because of the way they shoot. Obviously, another topic I wanted to talk about was the flag capturing. I understand that some people don't like capturing flags, and that's okay. Not a lot of people do, I guess. But the issue here is it's in more of your benefit to capture those flags because it's going to be a benefit to the whole entire team as a whole. Now, in the beta, I wanted to get as much gameplay as possible. I think I have around 20 hours of gameplay on my tactical shooter channel. I think that's a little bit low considering the fact that considering the fact it was basically a full week. I think it was a little bit more, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm basically going to play this as long as I can on the channel. Of course, the Battlefield 1 life cycle will be the main focal point of this channel and how it grows. Obviously, this channel is based around Battlefield. I love Battlefield. I will try to stretch out the Battlefield as long as possible, because I don't want to switch to a different game of a different genre, because I know it's going to be around 2 years before another one pops out. Another thing is, I want to talk about the damage for each gun. I feel like there is a less of a damage time to kill, and what I'm trying to say is it's not an easy time to kill, and a lot of people may think that's a good thing. Myself included. I just think that some weapons should do more damage. I think most snipers should do upwards of 80 damage. That's a sniper. You don't expect a sniper to do 60 damage, and you don't expect the sniper to do 60 damage. That's basically what I'm hitting in this game. I think snipers should do upwards of 80 rather than just 60. I think 60 is way too low. I think they need to buff some of the snipers, whether it's a bolt. It depends on, of course, the weapon's stats, depending on how it's placed and all that. I think it just needs to be a little bit more of a buff. Another thing I wanted to talk about, the LMGs, the machine guns. I always was grown up on tap firing. I know this is a different era. Of course, guns work differently. I just want to see the tap firing come back. At least maybe in a certain gun that they could realistically do it. I just feel like tap firing has more of a skill value to it than just shooting it. I think also that a lot of people just grab up the weapons they want, just just to fire him across. It's cool that some people like support. My issue is I feel there's a little bit too many people that play with support and they don't know how to give out ammo. Obviously, I give that a major D grade. I think that's more of the people not knowing what to do rather than the game actually being terrible. I don't know how I didn't kill that guy there. Another thing is, I feel like headshots happen more often in this game. I mean, I know there's not really a random generated, oh, you'll get a headshot here even if you hit him in the leg. It depends on how much you shoot him, and it's not an RNG thing like in Call of Duty, or at least it seems that way. I feel like shooting in Battlefield 1, I feel like the gun mechanics are a little bit weird, a little bit flunky. I think they have a little bit of working to do. I don't think it's fully perfect. Obviously, I feel like some of the guns don't perform as well as they should be. And I'm not saying all guns are supposed to be amazing and they're supposed to be the best, because that's what gives its flavor to the gun. I feel like a lot of the guns aren't showing what they should be working as. Of course, these DMRs, I think the magnification's a little bit too low. I feel like that's more of like a 3x zoom rather than a 6. But then again, in these situations, it really helps. Another thing is, I wanted to talk about the vehicles, because I feel like the vehicles need addressed in a big way. The vehicles in the game are just garbage. By garbage, I mean the garbage that stinks so much that it just fills the room with an odor. They are that garbage. They give the odor to the game. I think the game didn't even need to have tanks, because tanks weren't really used on the battlefield until much later in World War I. Of course, a lot of these guns weren't even used in World War I. They were more of prototypes and etc. like that. Now, what I'm trying to say is I feel like it's so much of an odor that it's giving the game a little bit more of a bad feeling. Like, they feel like the tanks are going to be so overpowered. And you know what? Things can change. Of course, now you don't see tanks just rampaging through everybody. I mean, that's not going to happen. But what I'm saying is I feel like tanks, if you get a guy who knows what he's doing in a tank, there is nobody that can stop him from becoming the man on the battlefield. Of course, anybody who uses a tank is going to get a big advantage, while other people who may not use tanks or aren't as good as some other people that are in the tanks. Of course, the tanks have a major buff to them, obviously tanks. But this is a game. Games are supposed to be fun. You want to be able to play as whatever you want and be able to play at least a little bit successful. Maybe you don't like tanks. You don't have an option. It's either you use the tanks that pop up, or you're just not going to have that great game, because it's harder for people to kill a lot of people as an infantry. I feel like I can't get on as much streaks as I could in Battlefield 4, and especially Battlefield Hardline. I always found it easier to play Battlefield Hardline because there's a lot of idiots on that game. Now, truly, I think it's in the realm of the player. I think it depends on who's actually playing, and of course, I think that there should be certain types of game modes that should influence vehicle matches. I would say maybe a tank deathmatch. And of course, that's like a weird, wonky thing for Battlefield to come up with. And I know that's like really, really weird. Why would Battlefield have a tank deathmatch? Because that's never happened before. Sarcasm, of course, well intended there. I think that Battlefield 1 could definitely become one of the best games of all time. I just think that these little quirks are gonna be in the way of the game in general. Tell me what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Of course, maybe if I lost something in the shuffle, if you guys have any suggestions, any other things that you may or may not have a concern about, I will be making another video about Battlefield 1, of course, before launch. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the beta. I just want to know, what did I miss out on? Because, of course, this is just more of a live commentary where I just talk about everything. I don't put some points down that I want to go over. So basically, just let me know. And, of course, have a good one.